Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to talk about this topic, and the reason it's so important is because I'm always talking to people about this one issue. So today's topic is going to be the number one decision you need to make. Maybe you've already made it, maybe you haven't, but in my opinion, this entire journey, this is the number one decision you need to make. Number one. So, another stunning day. End of June. Blue skies, white clouds. Stunning. Sometimes a yawn comes out when you start to relax. All right, so the number one decision you need to make. So in this mind-body space, I've got these fundamentals that I talk about in all my videos. Fundamentally, you want to understand what's creating the symptoms and if that applies to you. And the number one decision that you really need to make is determining and thereby accepting whether or not TMS, what I call perceived danger pain or perceived danger symptoms, the decision is to accept the determination. Now there are some times when the determination is a little bit sketchy. It's not super clear by the test or the FIT assessment. But really just ask yourself, do I have a physical injury or illness that would have caused these symptoms? And if you've recovered from the illness or the injury was a long time ago, regardless of what the assessments say, it's most likely a mind-body condition. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you are terrified of your symptom and very focused on it, it's very likely to stay very consistent, which makes it harder to score as a mind-body condition. But that doesn't mean it's not one. So, a little side tangent there. That was based on a question I had with somebody today. But the number one decision that I'm going to really encourage you to make is, once you've done the assessments, the decision is to accept that determination as your cause of pain. Now, why is that so important? Because if you go, well, maybe I've got it. All right, brain, I'm safe. How come my pain's not turning off? You might still be wishy-washy. Look, the brain needs certainties. You want to be certain that it's TMS, that it's perceived danger pain. But you can create that certainty with a decision. You can decide, you know what, nothing else makes sense. The medical establishment has completely failed me. If I did have an injury or surgery that was long ago and it's already healed, or if it didn't start with an injury or an illness, then it's most likely a mind-body condition, because we just don't, out of the blue, get flaws in our body, right? Aging, neuropathies. Where's the proof, guys? If a doctor says you've got neuropathy, what is the method of diagnosis? 99 times out of 100, it's diagnosed by your description of what you're experiencing, not through anything medical, no lab test, no imaging study. Some of these diagnoses, you must have a compressed or pinched nerve. Okay, doc, prove it. How do we know? And how do we know, and how do you know, and how can you say with certainty that that is the exact reason why I have symptoms, right? If a doctor says you've got a gut imbalance, you've got this, you've got that. Okay, doc, what is your proof that that is why I've got the gas, the bloating, the pain? Or is it possible that what you're determining in evaluating my gut health is the result of TMS, perceived danger, right? Ask the doctors for proof. Because they'll make a lot of statements. Oh, there's that bulge in your L5, S5, whatever it is. That's why you hurt. Doc, what's the proof of that? Do other people have bulges similar and no pain? Yeah, they do. Okay, Doc, where's your proof that my case is that bulge? How do we know? Isn't it true that most people over a certain age have bulging and herniated discs at many levels and have no pain? When I say most, I mean like 2/3 of people my age have bulges or herniations, right? If you've got severe nervy type of pain, it's not proof your nerves are busted or pinched or damaged. It's proof that your brain's perceiving danger in that location. And if you've been given the nocebo that says, well, in my professional medical opinion, it sounds like neuropathy, it sounds like a compressed nerve, and we can operate on you. Okay, where's the proof that that's the exact cause of the symptom? And where is your proof that the operation will be successful? Because it is very common that operations oftentimes act as a placebo. How do we know? There's actually a book out there, Surgery, the Ultimate Placebo, right? So before you undertake surgery, you may want to look at that book. They've also done studies where they will do a sham procedure, meaning we're going to give half the people in this study a real back surgery, whatever it may be. The other half, we're going to do a sham surgery where we kind of make an incision and stitch it back up, but not actually do the procedure to the structure of the body. What's fascinating is the outcomes are the same, meaning the people who got this sham surgery felt better in the same ratio and percentage as the people who got the actual treatment. So what's the difference? The perception that they got fixed. Otherwise, how could these sham surgeries work as effectively as a real surgery? So, folks, it's a blanket statement, but I'm going to say the vast majority of chronic symptoms are created by a brain perceiving danger. Sometimes it is a suppression of the digestive or immune system as a result of persistent chronic stress response, fight or flight. But when it comes to pains, rule out the life-threatening. Make sure there's no tumor or something wild going on. Make sure there is no infection. But you eliminate the life-threatening stuff. I believe the vast majority of chronic pains or chronic symptoms are created by the brain perceiving danger. And I do know that the people who are most terrified score the worst on the pain tests and the assessments, because the more terrified you are, the more consistent symptoms behave. And some of the characteristics of assessing if something is TMS, mind-body perceived danger, is some inconsistencies in how the symptoms behave. But just note, if you're scoring poorly on the assessments, ask yourself, how terrified am I? And how certain am I that I'm broken? Because if you're certain you're broken and you're terrified by that prospect, it's likely you're going to score less high on these assessments. But I truly believe there is no downside whatsoever to teaching the brain that you're okay, that you're safe, there's nothing wrong with your body, and that you can and will get well. I truly believe there's no downside whatsoever. So, I hope this helps. The most important decision you can make is that I have perceived danger symptoms. I do. What causes symptoms? Does it apply to me? Decide. Please, please decide. Because the people I see who struggle the most consistently in my coaching and in the comments and in the messages I get are the people who are so reluctant to make this one decision. I ask you, what downside is there to making this decision? What downside? There is none. Only benefit. Because when you teach your brain that you're okay and make that the dominant thought, and you start to think, speak, and act as if you are okay, the brain starts to settle down the entire system and symptoms can go away. No downside, only benefit. So make this decision, folks. And that's what I got for you today. Love you, folks. Talk to you tomorrow.